Sthula Shariram Kim Panchīkrita Pancha Mahabhutaihi Kritam Satkarma Janyam Sukha Dukkhadi Bhogayatanam Shariram Asti Jayate Vardhate Viparinamate Apakshiyate Vinashyatiti Shad Vikaravadetat Sthula Shariram. So in this Tattva Vivekam we saw that the self, oneself, the Atma is distinct other than this body. In general to say itself. But the body being looked upon in a different angle, from different standpoints, we saw it has been seen as three bodies: the gross, the subtle and the causal. And from the physiological function standpoint, again looked in a five-folded manner called Pancha Kosha. Then from the stage that everyone goes through in the life daily, it has been divided into three stages called waking, dream and deep sleep. And what is the self which is free from all of them, which transcends all of them, and which is the witness for everything, and that is called Satchidananda Swarupam. This we saw. Now based on that itself, the student is raising or asking the question, then what is this Sthula Shariram? Sthulam means the gross part of the body, the tangible part of the body, which can be tangible either physically outside, or even if you cut it open, whatever is tangible part there, anything that is there, the entire anatomy, as you call medically, entire thing is called, falls under the category called Sthula Shariram. So including blood will come where? Under Sthula Shariram only. Anything comes under Sthula Shariram. Everything, because they are all part of the body, anatomy particularly. Now the whole thing, how does it come about? So in order to talk about, first we saw the cause for that. There are two causes we saw. The one is called the particular, the material that was told. Another one is an incidental cause. An incidental cause also was told there. The material, the raw material as we called, we saw it is the five elements which undergoes the process of grossification, compounding. When they are compounded together through the process of compounding called Panchikaranam. So Panchikritam. So five gross elements put together, when they come together, born of them. First thing. That means indirectly this is a complex product of the five elements only, come in this form. Later we will see how does Panchikaranam happen here, how the whole thing comes. Another way it will be looked upon, we will see at that time. Another one it is said there, it is also the second incidental cause. What is seen is here. There is an unseen cause there. That's called incidental cause, which our Shastra talks about. We saw Satkarma Janyam. So it is again caused by another factor which brings about the auditing in this form, is called a karma. Karma is in that specifically predominantly called good deeds. As a result of in the previous Janma or any Janma, it comes about to give you at a given time an association with a embodiment called human embodiment. So here Satkarma specifically stands for, according to the vision of Shastra, amongst the varieties of embodiments you see in the world creation, animals and plants and creatures and varieties are there. And amongst all of them, the human body to get is something very, very rare. So some places in the Shastra it is says, Jantunam Narajanma Dhurlabham. It always says. That means Jantu means whatever creatures are there. Any Jantu is called creature. What is a creature? That which is created is called a creature. So anything that falls under the category called created is called a creature. We are also creatures, that's why Jantunam. Among these created beings in the world, to get this human embodiment in the vision of Shastra is considered to be very rare, got out of lot of efforts on the part of that individual who was occupying. When not in this birth, many births we might have done, it is a cumulative effect. As a result of cumulative effect, one particular day you get in the life, many things happen like that. You do some, keep on doing some good things, suddenly one day some result comes to you, is it or not? Like a promotion in the office, so many things, everything comes because of what? Not first day. You have done lot of things for so many years, on a fine day you get that particular thing. Why? As a result of so many days you get something. When that is the condition in this world, in this birth, we find here the same thing should be extended, that you get also something good, like a birth of a human birth. First an embodiment itself is as a result of your good past, you get it now. Here one body alone should not be taken here. Again other incidental things, there itself is called parentage. A good parentage. Because anything requires a conducive atmosphere. Is it or not? Otherwise there are so many human beings born. What is great about it, you can ask, is it or not? So from the standpoint of Shastra here, it also needs a proper atmosphere, which Gita Bhagavan will talk about that. Bhagavan talks about that particularly. The atmosphere is a parentage where such things are considered something valuable. What? This type of life, the value for culture, value for certain things, all of them are there. A cultured life. People who live the life of culture. Otherwise parents themselves need not have culture, children also will imbibe that only. So an upbringing is very much important in the life of a human being. If you are not given proper upbringing, that itself can become problem in the future life, is it or not? In the future, that itself reflects on your life. Why? My young age, I didn't have proper upbringing. So naturally, I imbibe various things in life. Later on, that itself stands in me, and I am unable to get what I should have. So naturally, that's why childhood upbringing is a very important thing, and that can come only from proper parentage. Hence, in the Satkarma Janyam, to get a body includes also proper parentage. That is also very important. That's why culture gives you a lot of things. Cultural background, environment, everything contributes to your growth, to become a proper human being. Where that is not there, you find many people are suffering in life itself. There is a lot of problem. So when we say Satkarma Janyam, this body, it includes also parentage, and that parentage is conducive. There only you get some exposure to this sort of particular culture or anything. Otherwise, in spite of being born, I can be totally ignorant, not even heard of anything, completely gone. So what we will live, as I told you, we may live a life just as anybody else in the world, like animals also, just eat and just to live, breed and just to get out. That will be our life. And if that alone is the life of a human being, in the vision of Shastra, that is considered to be what? It is considered to be that it is only a waste of human birth. So human birth is always meant ultimately to make to this moksham in the vision of our Shastra. Until such time that is not happened, the human life has not been made. It has not been properly made. So this is the vision of Shastra. Hence they consider the human birth to get itself is something born of great merits done in the previous birth. And that also, if you get a chance here, that's why it is said in another place by Acharya, Shankaracharya, Durlabham Trayame Vaidat Deva Anugraha Hetukam Manushyatvam Mumukshutvam Mahapurusha Samshrayaha. Three things are very rare. You don't get it so easily. One you may get, the other you may not get. All the three together to get, there must be a great grace and blessing of the great Lord. What are the three? First of all, Manushyatvam. So first of all, Daiva Anugraha Hetuva Manushyatvam. To be born with a human embodiment. And in that to have the Manushyatvam. Merely having embodiment of human is not sufficient. No? That is a Manava you should become. Otherwise, you will be particularly, just as you say, particularly goat, particularly in the tiger in the goat skin. Is it or not? A tiger putting on a goat skin, outside goat, inside all tiger. Like that we may have a body as human, but all our behavior may be even worse than animals. For an animal to be an animal is not bad. What else can it be, tell me? A dog should be a dog or it should be a cat? If a dog becomes a cat, it is not good. A dog has to be a dog. And you don't find a dog becoming a cat. It always is a dog. A cow is always a cow. A tiger is always a tiger. And it is not bad for them to be what they are. Because they are naturally, instinctively, they are what they are. And another thing good in the animal is, since they are instinctively programmed, they don't change at all. That's why you can deal with them properly. Dog means it will be like that. Tiger means it will be like that. Everything you can do. That's why we can study, we can write dog's behavior like this, animals' behavior like this. Once written, you need not worry about it. Why? For time immemorial, they remain the same. But unfortunately, can you write about human beings? You cannot predict next minute of human being, can you? This is the biggest problem of human beings. Hence, to be a Manushya means what? This is where we must know. That's why animals don't transgress any of their own behavior pattern or anything. That's why they live within their dharma. They don't go out of that. You can deal with them, you can relate to them, you can escape from them, you can particularly keep them, anything you can do. But what about human beings? It's an important thing. Hence, when you fulfill the status of being a human, when your entire life and behavior is within the code of dharma, because all dharmas are only for human beings, that's why it is not given to animals. That's why animals don't need a book of ethics and morals. Book of ethics and morals are required only for human beings. And it is that every human being, it is expected that they live within their ethics and morals. There are different ethics. As you have professional ethics, you will say. That's a different ethics. There is an ethics in that, everyone lives. There are general ethics, common sense. That's why common sense tells me that is not correct. It is a common everybody. And by sense we can understand that I should not be hurt by anybody is a common thing. Who wants themselves to be hurt? It is a universal thing, nobody wants other to hurt them. This is called common sense ethics. That I should not be hurt, naturally I should not hurt another one. Should you be taught by anybody? When I know what is bad for me, I should understand equally that is bad for the others also. When somebody should not abuse you, hurt you, equally you should not do to others. That I expect everybody to speak truth to me, what should I do? I equally should be expected to speak truth. The other one also wants. That's why even thieves want you to speak truth. Is it or not, please? Though thieves come and loot your particular place, but when they have got other partners, what does the leader want all of them to do? Whatever you got truthful, come on, keep everything here. Is it or not? If they do that, next minute he particularly finishes that fellow. That means, to me, how you should be? Very truthful. Though the fellow is a thief, he has got a great value for what? Speaking truth. And he doesn't want him to be looted. Though he will loot everybody, he doesn't want his own people to loot him. He has got a great value. These are also common sense ethics. That I don't want others to speak falsehood to me, that others should not injure me, that others should not steal my property. Who doesn't know this? Even a child knows. Should our Shastras come and teach us? Need not. Understand itself. These are all called common sense. Since it is a common sense, common, everybody has got this particularly, that's why this is called common sense ethics. Common ethics. But there are special ethics in life we are supposed to keep from time to time according to situations. Thus all these ethics and morals, they are important for whom? Not for animals. They conduct themselves, they behave themselves. They have got their own law, jungle law. That's why when a tiger is hungry, it need not take permission from anybody. A lion need not take permission from anybody. Their law is, when I am hungry, I have to get my... That's why the tiger cannot say, I am the king, all of you come here, nothing doing. So if you want, come on, hunt and get us. That's why Bhagavan has given, tiger has got a particular speed to follow, but other animals equally has got their own speed to run away. That's why deer has been given such a swift leg to protect itself, run away. It has been given a sense of smell to know tiger is around and just smells and runs away. But then tiger has got equally a strength, so tiger doesn't, if it totally takes 1-to-1 test by speed challenge, tiger will fail, lion will fail. Because the deer is so fast they cannot touch it. That's why they know how to catch a deer. That's why they go near the water particularly and they pray there, lying there. When the deer comes to take water, drink water, they pray on it. All the time you watch all these things. Who has given this knowledge to them? Bhagavan has provided as an instinct. They do that. A very particular thing in the creatures, they have been inbuilt, everything in them, they do that. Hence they conduct themselves, that's why a tiger or a particular lion, once they eat, they will not do any harm to anybody. Even if they go in front of them, they will not do anything. Any animal you see, even a dog, once it has eaten, it has enough, you keep anything, it will not eat. But we are not like that. You eat immediately after 15 minutes, anything is there, you will start munching. Is it or not? We have no control. Even though doctor will say you should not eat, something will say you should not do this, but still our control is not there. Though you may say there's a space between two eatings, but who does it? Whenever available, people keep on eating. You see, these are all the things we have to see. What a human life. Human beings, though intelligent, lot of things are there. How weak we are, I tell you, how weak we are. And the more weak we are, we require a lot of particularly ethics and particularly dharma, control, so many things that we need. Freedom, we don't know how to utilize it, we abuse our freedoms. We misuse everything. That's why you have got to have a lot of ethics and morals in the world for us. So a person conducting within these ethics and morals, that person alone will really can be called as a manushya. That means first of all, we generally born, We are almost like animals and other things only. A child, when it is born, it is always like, except for a moment, I tell you, it is just like a particular inert thing lying there. What does it know? Nothing. Like any other animal, it can also suckle or something. It moves their legs and other things. What else it can do? Especially human babies are the worst. Because all other creatures born, after some time they start doing so many things. The human baby cannot do anything. Absolutely. Just lying there. Helpless. Absolutely helpless. Doesn't know anything. Who is father, mother, also the child doesn't know. Absolutely. That's why everything you have to tell the child, make it know everything. Though we are great, by the time when you become great, there is a lot of process to go through. Then after some time, the child then slowly becomes little more active. And at that time, what is there for the child? It is only grabbing everything. It cannot do anything else. Eating and grabbing everything, little more exercise, activity comes in the child. Later on, you will find little more, it keeps on eating only. Anything gets put in the mouth. It will do that. Slowly you start teaching and so many things. And even at that time also, it is beyond dharma, adharma. That's why it will wet the bed, it will pass all its natures, call anywhere. Do you scold a child? You cannot. So what is its life? Even still like an animal. What does animal do? Where they are, they do everything. At least a cat or a dog, you teach, at least it does everything. But a baby, you cannot. Up to a certain age, you have to permit them to do what they do. You cannot do anything. After some time, slowly you start teaching the child, not here, but still the child may do. But still out of your love you may do it, but tell next time no. Or do thing you will say, but the child will. Again eating you should teach the child. So many things we do. So up to a certain stage the child is still like an animal only, I tell you. That's why as they grow, you convert them to human by telling them what to do, what not to do. That is why we make a child in the grossest level to come to the level of a human being. That's why from when you should teach do's and don'ts, when the child can understand, from that time you should slowly start feeding the child with what is right and wrong, good and bad, what is to be done, what is not to be done. These are all the growth, converting the animalistic life of a human into a real human. And how long it would go? It should go till the person is having this mind and intellect. Everywhere you have got do's and don'ts. Traffic you have to go, there you must have do's and don'ts. Any place you go, you should know how to conduct yourself. Is it or not? So thus, we are all the time to learn and behave like human. If you don't do that, they will say you are like animals. Is it or not? That's why when they want you to keep proper line, walking, if you don't do, you will be like sheep and animals. They go from here to there, all sorts of things. When we do that, does it become becoming of all of human beings? It is not. It is not. That's a parade and other things. Why? They should be synchronizing everything. That's all meant for us. All these things contribute to make you a human, a human, a human. Hence, Manushyattvam stands for what? To be a person living in dharma in general, within ethics and morals. Then only you become a, particularly first of all, you become a human. First stage is prove yourself that I am human. Until you are human, you are not eligible to go to the divinity. From animal, we have to come to the level of a human. And once we become human, then you can think of going to divine. Because from the lowest rung, you cannot evolution, you will say. A thing evolves gradually. And this evolution is what is called, first of all, you fulfill to be a human first. And that Manushyatam is one of the important things to prove I live the life of a human. There only comes speaking truth and this and that living. Otherwise, if you are particularly pushed by instincts, you are animals only. When you cannot control your instincts and you fall prey to instincts, whatever comes in the mind, I do, you are not a human. That is why to follow dharma means instinctively I would like to do something, but dharma tells no, control, because I am a human. I cannot afford to behave as I want. That's a check. That's why everywhere there is a check. So who should be checked? Animals you check. Equally our animalistic mind also has to be checked all the time. This checking only, this particular mind becomes fully grown. It is a refined mind, totally. That refined mind is a full-blown human mind which have got this particular capacity further to go for divinity. That divinity going is next said mumukshutvam. A desire to fulfill this human life is called mumukshutvam. All other things are only animalistic. Why? Eating. Who doesn't do? Animals eat. Animals also want certain pleasures, biological urges to be, particularly they also want to feed that, whatever it is, everything that is there for them also. They have got their own progenies, they also bring up, they have got love, affection, so many things they have got particularly. And they also after some time fear they have got, insecurity they have got, they want to protect themselves, they have got disease, they have got sufferings, everything is common. That is why in medical science, majority things are tested on animals before coming to us. Why everything is tested on animals, pigs and particular rats and all the rabbits and all? Because the system seems to be almost same. What is good there is good here also. So that condition being there, all the things are common there here also. If we live at that level, in what way we are different from animals then? What makes us really to call us human? That is why at least one thing is that we go to college and study. That is one of the special thing for us. Animals don't need college. They don't need anything to study or anything because they can conduct their life by themselves. They go about. Nature cures them, nature provides them, varieties of things are there for them. But for us that is not the case. It is something special for us. So that is why we have to study, educate. That's why even through your education itself, you learn lot of ethics in different ways of ethics, what is right and what is wrong. All education is what is about. All education is about what? Telling in a given field what is right and what is wrong. Any field you take, whichever field. If you take literature, it tells you how to write, how to particularly construct sentences, what is the method of telling. It is a particular do and don'ts there, dharma there. If you don't know, you cannot call anything right and call it a literature. It cannot be. So any other scientific field, there also what is to be done, when to be done, how to be done, there also do's and don'ts are plenty available. That means all the time education involves what? Education involves various do's and don'ts. Is it or not? And that's why it is all meant to make you. So college education of do's and don'ts, or in specific field, there is a general do and don'ts which is universal to all human beings. So there is a special do's and don'ts. That's called Vishesha Dharma in a given area, given field. And there is a general Dharma. Both are applicable to all of us. That's why every person is a father or a mother. That means a father's dharma and a mother's dharma is common to everybody or not? Equal. Everybody is a student. It's a common dharma. All students should be like this. All students should behave like this. General. But if you are a chemistry student, then when you go to the college, you have got a special particular dharma that you may have to go to laboratory for practicals. Other students need not come. There is special dharma for you. Medical students have got their own dharmas. Engineering students have got their own dharmas. Projects and so many things they have got. Thus you find everywhere there is a general dharma, there is also a special dharmas, what you should do, what you should not do, anywhere you go. That means when you use the word dharma, you should not put it only with reference to text, shastra or scriptures only. Dharma is a general term. Dharma is mode of behavior is called dharma. Mode of conducting is called dharma. And that is called discipline. That is called do's and don'ts, right and wrong. The basis is that, the standard, which is all over in every field it is there. And they are all meant for whom? It is for only a human being. Why this is said? Because though we have got instincts with us, not we are governed by instincts, over the instincts we have got the control called free will. We are provided with the free will, freely to use. And wherever there is a will, you should have how to use that will. You should have. That is what is there. You get a particularly free purse is given to you and say freely use. And if you don't have any other particularly told, you can misuse also. That's why they will give you purse and they will say use it, but don't use it for bad things. Don't buy this, don't buy that, don't eat this, don't eat that. So variety of things don't. But all other things which are not bad, do it. So you got a freedom, at the same time you have got also a check. Is it or not? This is what it is particularly. So all over in our life, for the human beings, this unavoidable factor to see that we don't come into any problems is the purpose why these do's and don'ts are kept. And when you lead this life only, the mind avoids the causes for any disturbance in the mind called so all regrets and all guilts and faults in life and suffer in life. All those things can be avoided. Such a mind is a peaceful mind. And it will be a wakeful mind. It will be an informed mind. It will be a matured mind. And that mind only understands the limitations of the life itself. What are the limitations in life? Though the life is there, in this life there are a lot of limitations. And you should be able to recognize those limitations. And that maturity is in and through the limited life, you cannot get the limitless. That one should understand. Hence that itself, that understanding, that maturity itself brings about a desire how to get out of this limited entityhood. And that state of the desire and wanting that is in our Shastra terminology called mumukshutvam. We already see. And once mumukshutvam, I want to get out of that, you need the source from where you get is called a guru. A source from where you get, that is said there, Mahapurusha Samshrayam. Samshrayam means association. Mahapurusha, a guru. To get, if all the three should come in the life of a human being, there should be the grace of the Lord. Whenever we say grace of Lord, it is a graceful way of telling only. The grace of God is because you have done something you get. That's what Satkarma Janyam. Why God should give you, why the bank should give you interest? Tell me. Because you have kept your money for so many days, it is my duty that I should give you interest. Is it or not? Not that bank simply tells you, okay, I will give you interest. No. 5 rupees you will get, but I will keep you interest. They don't. So if you fulfill all the conditions, we equally have to fulfill our duty, what it is. That is why everywhere one's particular duty becomes another man's benefit. There is no one-way traffic in duties. That's why husband's duty becomes beneficial to wife. Wife's duty becomes beneficial to the husband. There is nobody one-way traffic here. Only duties, no benefits, no. Each one has got duty, and that each one is bound to do for the other. Parents have got duty towards children. Children have got duty towards parents. Teachers have got duty towards students. Students have got duty towards teacher. The government or the state or the king, they have got duty towards the citizens. Citizens have got duty towards the government or the king. Thus you will find duties are not one way. It is always both ways. Hence one's duty is the benefit of others. So who is not benefiting in this? It is a mutual thing. This is called mutual coexistence. Big words we use. What is mutual coexistence? You do your duty, let the others do the duty. In this manner lead a very nice life in the world. This is all called partnership in life. Understand itself. Every partner does their duty, a partnership firm goes well. If only one partner does, other partner sleeps, things will not go properly. These are all the things which is included in the word terminology called dharma, dharma, dharma. And these are all necessary only for that. That's why in a bullock cart there are two bullocks. When they are yoked together, they have to pull equally with the pressure, then only the cart will move. Is it or not? If one bullock pulls, another doesn't, then what will happen? One side the cart will go, another side it will not move. That's why once they are yoked together and trained, you find they without anything, they just move. Not you are doing little, I am doing more, all the things are equally, they keep on pulling. Each one does their dharma. Like that in our life also, that is what is right generally in the South Indian marriage. If you go, on the day of marriage, they will put the yoke on the particular head of the lady. That means you are being yoked to the husband. Hence what you should do? Now pull the cart together. That's the idea. And there are mantras telling all of them that we are together now, let us pull the life together, let us all the thing together. Like that, so many things are there in that. So our life is a partnership. We should go together. That's why anything is for both of us. Let us go together, not you pull one way, I pull one way. There is a lot of disharmony, should not be there. So that is what is called the mind. Hence what you do, a graceful method of being given to you through the natural laws, which is itself Bhagavan. That's why we say grace of the God. The terminology, God's grace. What is God's grace? The nature provides everything. What is nature? Nature is the expression of the God. Anything natural is an expression of God. The unseen God is seen through the nature, through the sun and moon and star, all natural happenings. That's why including the birth of a child according to Shastra is grace of God. Though you may have more thing to say, what is God comes where it is. That's why I told you, not that if the God's grace is not there, that's why everyone doesn't get a child. Why the particularly deficiency in me, whether it is infertile or some other capacity not being there in a lady or a man or whatever it is. I am born like everybody to a father and mother. Why this deficiency comes in me naturally? Why this? Who decided that it should be like this? You may say there is a deficiency. That medical science can say. This is because of a deficiency, infertility. Or the lady has got some passage blocked, something happens. Hence she doesn't conceive. Like that, varieties of things you say. And sometimes even medically it cannot be corrected also. Some people can be corrected, some people even that cannot be corrected. Why this type of situation for me? I am born to a mother. In olden days at least 2-3 children used to be there. For the same parents, one daughter has got no problem, another daughter has got problem. It is not mother gave me this problem or father gave me this problem, because they don't seem to have any problem. Why I should get it? When parents are very healthy, everything is all right, why they should get deformed children? Why they get retarded children? That's why science can do many things, we don't deny. But this factor nobody can answer. Is it or not, please? This factor nobody can answer. This is where the factor called this karma comes in life. Understand itself. Born blind, born having deformities, born having lot of problems. All these things are because of what? All because of only a certain karma. Which factor nobody can answer, understand itself. When this karma accounts for a lot of these varieties you see in the human life, ups and downs, high and low, each one different in varieties of ways, I tell you. I find in a situation where I would not willingly or not have decided that. Willfully I don't want such a situation, a parentage where they are poor. There's nothing available. I have to, day of birth onwards, I am starving. I don't have things. Why should I get this? Another person born itself, everything is provided. Why this? Who decides this? If God is deciding that, that God is very partial. And such a God, we cannot go and pray to such a God. Why should God should be partial to me? That is why anything you give, why the marks are given high and low? Why not the teacher be very particularly generous? Everybody give the same marks. That's why there is a law, rule, no, for this, give this much. Everywhere this is what you do. Even a payment is made, salary and all. Why not pay everybody same salary? That's why you say there is reasons why to pay. Even prices in the market, why each one has got different prices? Why not everybody be priced like that? That's a quality wise, product wise, everything we particularly price everything. So there is a method why it is done. Reasons are there, understand itself. That is what makes always the differences all over the world. In anything. Anything there is a reason for that. Similarly, in the life of human beings also, what we find, this high and low, ups and downs, varieties we see in the world, these are all because of what? A karma. The past of everyone. This only accounts and says there is a rebirth, understand itself. The rebirth is the thing, because you are born, you did something, that itself becomes the cause for next one. That's what happens. In the previous year, if you are not fared well, this year you fail. Why did you fail? Because of your actions in the previous year. If you are not done very well, okay, somehow scraped through, next year you find it very difficult to understand what is going on. Why? Previous year the foundation is not all right. That reflects on the next year. Is it or not? That's what medically you will say. When the child while born itself is unhealthy, that itself carries over for the rest of the life itself. So the past has got a lot of things to say in the present. This we'll see now. In this life itself we see like that it extends in the future also to go. That is the theory in our Shastra called the theory of this karma. And this karma itself being, you have done and forgotten, somebody gracefully gives what is due to you, whether it is good or bad. Hence that person giving, the nature is Bhagavan, so we call it God's grace. I hope you understood what is the meaning of God's grace. Because people argue, where does God come in the picture? I have never seen God coming and giving anything. So how do you claim everything is given by God? That's why the law is God. That's why even conception of a child and the child growing, finally at the right time the child coming, is a natural thing. Medical science has only understood that. Is it or not? What is the natural particular phenomenon in this? They are understood. And they are trying to do something good or bad, whatever is there, rectify. But they didn't create this natural condition, consumption or the growth, everything is a natural thing. Is it or not? And any modification that is taking place in this particularly, at a particular time, it's all natural. It's all natural. Who provided all these systems, everything? It is something creation of God. Hence always our Shastra says, that is why even a child that you get is Ishvara's grace, you get a child. That's why we say everything. It is not something to be laughed at. Where did Ishvara come in the picture? That's why generally we say, you are the cause for everything. Though you are a cause, we don't deny. But behind that cause itself, that you could, that provision that you could get a child, who has provided that? He is the Lord Himself. He is the Creator. Hence we say it is the Lord's grace. Hence in this process, to fulfill this human, this embodiment, the human birth, ultimately get to the moksham in the vision of our Shastra is, you have done something in your past and you are getting the interest and all the capital, everything in this birth. And that is what is called Satkarma Janyam. Now next thing we go in your next one, you see there, what for this body has been given. You have brought this body for what main purpose is being told here. Generally, universally for everyone, without exception, the purpose is, so, Bhoga Ayatanam Shariram. This Shariram, another word for body, I told you. This is called as Shariram because it is liable to disintegrate and dilapidate gradually. Every part of the body will start shaking slowly, loosening. When they are born and young, everything is tight, must tight. But as the age comes, you find everything slowly becomes loosening. Skin start loosening, muscles start loosening, every part, teeth start shaking, everything becomes slowly disintegrate. So that which has got the nature of to get disintegrated, that is his swabhavam, nature. Shiryamana swabhavatvat shariram. Or I told you deham because it is burned, because it is called deham. That shariram itself is given as an ayatanam. When you go, there are different counters. But the counters themselves cannot do anything. The counter is only a dead thing, their boards are there. That's why when the staff doesn't come, you may go and stand, what happens? Railway booking, you go to the counter, nobody is there, nothing happens. So that's a counter by themselves is not, but the counter is very much essential. Minus counter, how do you transact business? So if you want to do business, particularly even medical science you want, at least either you must be in a hospital or you have your own clinic. That's a counter where you sit and do the business. Otherwise we cannot practice on the footpath, no? That is also a counter. That's why we have certain abode, a place. Similarly, to get this experience, transaction of this business of Sukha Dukkham, you have been provided a tenement to remain there, to reside there and transact, gain this experience in life of Sukham Dukkham. Because that is why we said, all things you do in life ultimately ends up in what? Shevti either it ends up in Sukham or Dukkham. Anything else? Even eating. Khana khane ka time mein initially maja, chan, everything you say. That's called Sukham. And pot bharla, that is also another Sukham. After if it is too much, then Dukkham starts. When eating here, it is all nice, everything. After some time, either pot bharla, that tras, you cannot breathe also. Then problem comes. Or it starts giving some other problem, pain or gas, or it is a problem. So one side Sukham, another side Dukkham. This is how the whole thing goes on. Anything you will find, sometimes it is Sukham, after some time the same thing becomes a Dukkham. So these alternating factors that is there constantly in life. Where do you get it? The counter is this. So remaining here, we go through these experiences of pleasure and pain, pleasure and pain, pleasure and pain. So unless this is there, it cannot be. For a human being, understand itself. Animals also provide the same thing. Common to human as well as animal. So the main thing is Sukha Dukkha Bhoga Ayatanam Shariram. If we live at that level, it's all animal. That's why it's something special for us. So now, this Shariram that is there in this body, now main thing with reference to the body, certain nature is being told in the next section particularly. What is that? The different types of modification. The last you will find Shad Bhava Vikaravat. Vatu means like he one. Shad Bhava means six-folded. Vikaram means modifications. That means this Sthula Shariram is liable. Its nature is to go through 6 types of modification or 6 stages of modifications. And hence its nature is, in short we say, it is perishable, anityam, changing. That's our Vivekam now. That means who changes and perishes? It is only. Some changes are positive, some changes are negative. 2 types are there. Sometimes the graph keeps on going up, suddenly it's called slowly coming down. Any graph you find. The graph doesn't keep on going. Sometimes the graph keeps on coming down also. These are all your modern particular cardiograph is that only. Goes up and down, up and down, up and down. So that is how the whole thing is like that. Like that in our life also everything goes up and down. But it's a gradual up, then suddenly down. And that is what is being. First of all, what is there is now Asti. Asti means what? Existence. First this body gains an existence. It has got a potential existence, then it has got a visible existence. The potential existence is as the sperm and the ovule in the parents. It had an existence. And that existence, when they come together only, it becomes a visible existence as a fetus in the mother's womb, pregnancy confirmed. And it becomes visible completely. There is also astitvam, that's why a child is there. You say there is a child available. Astitvam. Still it is not an astitvam confirmed, it is not visible. Why? Pregnancy is there. When you really can say? Only when the delivery takes place. When the delivery takes place, really child is there, the body is there. Till such time you cannot say certainly, but some pregnancy is there. That is there. But when delivery takes place, that also with life, then only real astitvam comes. If it is a stillborn child, you don't claim an astitvam. It is almost disposed. That's why you don't register a birth. So there is 2 types of astitvam. Initially in astitvam in the potential manner, then even though manifested manner, everything astitvam. But unless it fully comes with the life, the astitvam is no more an astitvam, temporary astitvam. A continuous astitvam is what is being told here. That means from the time of conception onwards, till the delivery takes place, the child is born alive, the astitvam continues. Having born, it continues to exist. Thus astitvam, one stage, that is there. Asti means astitvam, it has an existence. That is a remaining, that's why next is remaining in this manner in the womb of the mother, jayate. Jayate, born. Birth takes place. Next stage. Having come into existence in the womb of the mother, one day it comes into the earth outside and say, jayate, birth takes place. Date of birth, everything you say, born. And same thing, next stage he says vardhate. It had growth in the mother's womb, but this is called independent growth. Because the growth of a child in the mother's womb depends on the mother's particular condition. That's why her nutrition, so many things depends on the growth of the child. It's all known to you, I need not talk, but still out of context I am just telling, that's all, nothing else. So that being the case, it is not an independent growth, it is a dependent growth. The second growth is when it comes into being, it has got an independent growth because it is no more depending on other factors. It has to take its own food and other things and grow. Even oxygen is its own, not from mother. So many things independent. That is specifically told there, vardhate, grows. Various things takes place. Then next comes viparinamate. Parinamam, different types of child's modification take place, beginning from teething onwards. The child starts teething up to the type of adulthood it gains. Both male or female, they get metamorphosis and to become an adult. Up to that, there is still wisdom tooth coming. It is all called particularly viparinamam, varieties of particular things. Teeth coming, teeth falling, growing, varieties of things are there. Everything is viparinamam, which is called positive growth, graph growing. Up to this, the graph has gone. So you can say up to the 40s or whatever it is. 40s is the growth only. After 40, declension starts. From that time only start chalisi. Understand? That is called declension starts. After 40 is declension. Graph slowly starts going down. Then after start 40 only starts leg pain, back pain, everything will start. That clearly shows this is the declining time of this body. And that stage is called apakshaya. Kshaya means total declension, growth, decline. That is a natural thing. You cannot avoid it. That's why even graying, hair graying, so many things take place, all because of what? That is natural, provided you cannot avoid it. So natural acceptance is good. Nature is like that, accept it. That is the nature of the body, it will take place. Over and above, varieties of changing take place. That is all. It is generally told, you can know as per medicine how many changes are going on inside. Varieties of changes which all contribute to visible change. That's it. When that change doesn't take place, the change doesn't become visible outside. So they all contribute to visible change outside. That's all what is being talked there. Then apakshiyate, then gradually decline. That's called superannuation. Gradually comes. Then finally vinashyati. Vinashyati, final death. In this manner, the six-folded stages this body undergoes. And this is called Sthula Sarira. Now what is the Vivekam here? All the thing belongs to whom now? To the body. When you associate yourself with the body, identify, everything becomes you. That's why I was a child, I was a youth, then I become old. So who becomes old now? Understand? Who becomes sickly? Any disease belongs to whom? You know. Disease always is in the body level. The body's nature is to have disease or health. Either of them is belong to body. But since we see I and the body are one and the same, we attribute everything to myself. But the vision of the Shastra, Vedanta is, they are all there in the body. Okay, another thing we will say, which body will have all this? Can a dead body have all this process? That means a living body only can possible. That means if it has to be living, who should be there? You should be there. That is why you give life to the body. Your presence is the life. That is why a house is humming when? when people live. Is it or not? When everybody vacates, the house is what? Kali. There is no life. The market is alive. When? When there are a lot of people. In the night, what do you say? It is dead. There is no activity. That means it is a life and living when there is activity. And who gives this capacity for activity, the absolute life principle in the vision of Shastra is you. That you is called Atma. That's why you make the life active by being present in the house. The walls are not active, anything is not active, the fans themselves are not active, everything is active because you are there. Minus you, the house will be there. It is totally a dead house. Then bhoot ka bangla hota hai baat mein. That's why you used to call it. When nobody resides there, finally they start calling bhoot ka bangla, they say, why nobody resides? Similarly, that's why after that we call it preta. Understand itself. That's why this body you are there, this is called Shivam. Shivam you are. You are the one here. But then after that particular you go, what it is called? Shavam. What went away? The E went away. From Shivam, E went away, becomes Shavam. So who are you? I am only the E. That's called vowel. In grammar, who gives life to all words? Vowels only give particularly life. Minus vowels, all words are dead. You are the vowel, that's why we call it, you are the life giver. You are the one who makes it holy. Minus you, it is no more holy. So hence, what is the vivekam here? The discrimination is, I am with the body, we don't deny, but you are not the body. Body may have its own conditions, we don't deny that. Its nature is to have everything. But in this vivekam you should understand, in my presence all the things manifest, good or bad, plus or minus, let them manifest. This is the vivekam by which you separate yourself, detach yourself. You are detached, understand itself. You are not to detach. You are never attached to detach. Because the Atma is like this space. Though you are all sitting, are you attached to space? What is the connection between you and space? Where you are you not appropriating space? But are you riveted to the space? No. Does you and space contact anything? Do you dash against the space? Do you leave any traces in the space? Nothing. In spite of being in space, nothing can affect, including a nuclear bomb cannot do anything to space. Space still remains space. If you want, go to Hiroshima and see. All that is gross things, everything became powdered. What happened to the space? Even today the same space is available. What trace it has got of the atom bomb? Nothing. Like that is you, called the Atma. Space is inert, but you are not inert. That's the only difference. But what is good to the space is similar to you also. Hence, you are very much in this body where things are going on, but you are ever free from all those conditions. By this, what we are eliminating for you, this is called transcending. This is called your Vyatirikta. Understand that all those words must be clear. This is a supporting thing. We are substantiating what is being told there. Thus, since you are distinct from the body, the conditions of the body doesn't belong to you. Now you tell me, are you male or female? First to begin there. You are human or animal? Neither of them. Then you are young or old. So that means now have you got birthday now? Now we have been celebrating birthday. Now what happens? Since I am never born, where is the question of birth? You have no birth. Since there is no birth, have you got death? No death. Do you have disease? No disease. That is why even when diseases are, these are all the things which you have to release yourself. At present what we do is, by our natural thinking, when situations we join and say, Mera, Maza, Maza, we always say. But with this knowledge, what you have to do, it is not easy. Again I tell you. Swamiji easily said, I know it is easily said, our Shastra says, that is called Abhyasa. What is Abhyasa? This is called Chintan. These are all called meditations, understand? These are all called contemplation. Contemplation not self. Contemplation or something else. General meditations on something you meditate. Here the object of meditation is yourself, the reality you. You meditate and separate yourself to remove the old habitual thinking. Correct it every time. And see yourself ever free. If you can stand that, you are free. You are free. Not somebody gives you gratis. Your reality is you are free. At present, because you did not know, kho gaya. Kaisa kho gaya? Because I did not know. What is khona? चीज है, मालूम नहीं किधर है, एक खोना है. थोड़ा देर का बात में क्या उधर है, मालूम हो गया, मिल गया. So like that you are also lost and found. That's all. You are lost yourself. Like the 10th man lost himself. By not knowing I am the 10th man. Similarly, we are lost ourselves with you. The free you. Free from what? Free from problems. Free from suffering. Free from anxiety. Free from worries. That only you want all the time. But at present, what is your reality? You are free from that. But then why are you searching? Because I lost because I identified with something else. Hence, give up the identification by knowing I am ever free and remain free. So this is all what Vedanta has to do. Vedanta doesn't give you anything. It doesn't take away anything. If at all it tells you, come on, give up what is rubbish. How long do you keep your garbage? Till the person doesn't come to take it. If it doesn't come also, he or she, you see that it is removed, is it or not? Similarly, once you understand this is garbage, don't hold on to that. Drop it. Drop it. The thinking of identification with garbage is not proper. Shankaracharya called this garbage in other places. Because he says, do you know what it is made of? He talks everything particularly. Beginning from fickle matter onwards, everything, mala, mutra, so many things he talks. Ultimately, what is this? A packet of all these things. Is it or not? As long as this color is there, you don't mind looking at it. When the color goes, how it is? You don't want to look the second time, is it or not? These are all the conditions of this body. And this body, we are all, we are going on, understand itself, as myself, myself, myself. Why? Not knowing the reality, understand itself. Hence, in order to remove this particular identification and so much of attachment, there a negative method is used. Like children, you say, when children are holding on to dirt and muck, they are very nice, they like to play in that. You see, any child, you allow them on the road, they would like to play in the dust and everything. They like, enjoy to play anywhere. But you, mother, nicely clean them and you see that, oh, you become so angry. And you call the child, try to say, chi, ganda, chod deo and all. Sometimes they don't, they hold on tight to that. But you keep on repeating Gandha, Gandha, Gandha. If it goes in the buddhi, it throws and tells everybody Gandha. Understand? But does it not take lot of time? It is not first day you say Gandha, it accepts. After some time the child understands Gandha means what. Then it will say to whole world, Gandha, Chi, don't touch, everything it will tell. Like that our buddhi also easily doesn't understand, I tell you. That this is Gandha, this has got lot of things. Chod do. Our buddhi like a child will hold on that long time. It takes lot of time to understand to give up, give up. So once telling will not take place. It has to be repeatedly told. Vedanta does it. But then nearly Vedanta doing is not sufficient. It has to be realized by everyone's buddhi. Then that buddhi will drop. What? The opinion that I am this body. As long as this opinion continues, freedom is not at all possible. Can you change the nature of body, please? Can you change by anything, any means? That it becoming old, that it catching diseases, it has its own problems. Can anything change it? You cannot. By medicine you may reduce it. You may try to keep it away for some time. But sometime or other again it comes back. Is it or not? This is all a fact. You know. So by what process you are going to change these conditions? Nobody can change it. But at the same time we all want to change it. That's why we always want to remain young. We don't want to become old. We want to remain ever healthy. But however much you try, it doesn't remain. There are varieties of things like that. However much we want to live long, sometimes in spite of us it goes away. All these things are happening. So can we stop all these things? We cannot. That's why Bhagavan is going to talk apariharyarthe. It is something unavoidable, irremediable, sir. Understand the reality, accept it, accept it. What is acceptance? Its nature is like that. It will be like that. Hence